بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. It's my pleasure today to introduce to you the second lecture of our TMA series. Today's lecture is presented by Dr. Nasir, who's going to introduce himself. The title of the lecture is Morality and Ethics in the Quran. Please welcome him with salawat.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. First of all, just brief introduction about myself. I done my PhD from the University of Tehran in Islamic philosophy and theology, and this is also related to Ilahiyat. So I done my PhD from there. I also done my master from the University of Tehran, the same subject, philosophy and theology. And at the same time, I completed my education in Hawza Ilmiya Qom. More than 11 or 12 years I was there, and I completed fiqh and usul, and then I attended Dars Kharij 4 or 5 years there. So I could manage to have both education from Hawza and from university. And I was, after completing my PhD, I was assistant professor in International Islamic University, Islamabad, one of the most important universities in the world now. International Islamic University, Islamabad. I taught there 3 years. And then after that, I went to Germany, and I was visiting professor for 2 years in University of Bonn. So where I used to teach theology, philosophy of religion, and even Islamic philosophy to PhD students. And then I was Director General Research at Council of Islamic Ideology, one of the most important government institute in Pakistan. So as a Director General, I have to supervise whole researches about the existing laws in Pakistan, because according to the law of Pakistan, that each and every law should be according to Quran and Sunnah. So Council of Islamic Ideology is just like if you are from Iran, you will understand about Shura Nigahban. But the difference is that in Pakistan, Shura Ideology Islami or Council of Islamic Ideology, so we did not have any permission to implement what we are saying. What was our responsibility is to make recommendations for Parliament, because it was very important aspect, because we think that only and only members of Parliament are allowed to have amendment in any law. Otherwise, because for example, if I am sitting in Council of Islamic Ideology, I have my own interpretation, I have my own approach. Even what I am going to recommend may not be according to will of God or Islam or not, but this is my recommendation. So I will forward this recommendation to Parliament. So this was on 3 years I was Director General there. And then I had to move to Canada. There are so many issues why I came here. My family was here, and then it was difficult for me to stay outside Canada. So I had to come here. So this is just a very brief history. Now I am associated with Azhara Islamic Center as a research scholar and spiritual consultant. And I am also resident alim in Azhar Hussain. Urdu speaking people are there, so this is my mother language, Urdu and Hindi, and also I am associated with some Persian speaking and Afghanian and centers, so I am delivering my speeches. So today we are going to talk about a very important issue, morality and ethics in Quran. This is really we are lacking, and we have so many problems. We are not discussing this issue, and in our Islamic studies from our ulama, scholars, so we are not working on this issue. This is very important issue, and whenever I go to different departments, for example, philosophy department here, so I have so many meetings sometimes with professors, with deans, and in psychology department, anthropology department, and even in interfaith, sometimes there are areas about related to interfaith. So when I go there, I see that they have different interpretations from Christianity, from Judaism, but they don't have anything about Quran. What Quran is saying related to this. There are so many moral developmental approaches now being taught in the universities, in UBC, in SFU, everywhere, where in psychology department, in philosophy department, in anthropology department, but we don't have anything to present them that what Quran is saying that in this regard. So this is why I would like to say that the topic I chose this is very important for. The first thing, you see different aspects of Islam. If you evaluate Islam as a religion in itself, so there are three dimensions and three aspects. One is jurisprudential aspect. Jurisprudential aspect is, you know that you have Tawzihul Masail or Risala Amaliya, and you have to do taqleed, and you have to pray, you have to keep fast, month of Ramadan, you have to perform Hajj or whatever it is. So these are related to jurisprudential aspect or fiqh. We say it fiqh normally. So one aspect of Islam and one dimension of Islam is related to fiqh, and fiqh is related to our practical aspect that we have to do. This is our obligation. This is our responsibility. This is wajib on us to do. We have to pray, we have to have fasting, and we have to go for Hajj or whatever it is, and give zakat and khums, whatever. So these are related to, these issues are related to our fiqh. This is also related to practical aspect, responsibility, obligations. And the second thing is theological aspect. This theological aspect is set of beliefs. It means that we have aqaid, we have usul-e-deen, we have to know oneness of God, we should know existence of God, prophecy in Islam, prophetic mission, and the day of judgment. So these issues are related to our aqaid, our set of beliefs. We should know, and this is haram to do taqleed in usul-e-deen. We are not allowed to do, because we have to think ourselves. We have to have awareness of all these usul-e-deen. So we need to have arguments, and we could prove these aqaid. Otherwise, if you are doing taqleed, this will not be acceptable. And this is why if you open the Nahjul Balagha, the first sermon of Amirul Mu'mineen Ali alayhi salam, and in the beginning you will see Awwaluddin Ma'rifatuhu. The first step towards the religion is awareness of God. So first of all, you have to know who is God, about the existence of God, about the oneness of God, and there are so many issues related to our aqaid. So theology is dealing this issue, and how you can defend yourself, and how you can present yourself that you believe in. You should know why you believe in. Normally this is not happening in the society. According to what we have scholarly approach, that most of us, we don't know about the reasons and arguments and logic and wisdom and philosophy behind our aqaid. So this is what we need to learn basically. And another aspect is moral aspect. This moral aspect is related to our soul, related to our spiritual development, related to our refinement of heart. So this morality is very important. This is directly related to your development, your personal development, your spiritual development. Fiqh is helping you and then theology is also helping you, but these are not dealing this your development directly, but morality and ethics is directly related to your heart and your development of your soul. So this is why morality is important. So even when we are talking about jurisprudence, fiqh, normally we have wrong translation about fiqh. We always, you have seen, I think, Islamic laws, you know, that sometimes we are translating it in English, that these are Islamic laws. So Islamic laws is not a correct translation, because legal issue and legal system is different. But the jurisprudence is can be source for law, but cannot be law. These are not laws. These can be source. So what I am saying, that now the fiqh is dominating in Muslim societies, in Ahl Sunnat and Shia. Wherever you go, you will see this is halal and this is haram. This is wajib and this is prohibited. But we are not talking, our language is jurisprudential language. Our language is language of fiqh. This is not moral language. This is not language of ethics. The language of ethics is, this is what you should do and this is that you should not do. So ethics is dealing these kind of approaches, not that this is wajib on you. So our mentality and what is dominating now in our societies is fiqh oriented approach. This is not morality. So sometime about when you go to fiqh, you will see moral principles are helping you in jurisprudence. Moral principles and theological principles are helping you. For example, there are so many issues in fiqh. So why this is wajib and why this is haram. So from where your mujtahid, how he come to know that this should be haram or this should be wajib. So theology is helping him, and the morality is also helping him. So moral principles are also helping him to find out the jurisprudential law. So these are three aspects. Now all are facing challenges in this world. Jurisprudence, they are also now facing so many issues and challenges in this world. For example, we have legal system, we have area of law and criminology in Canada, in America, in Western countries, in Pakistan, in Iran. So you have this Department of Law. So at the same time in Iran, they have implemented the Islamic law. In Saudi Arabia, they have also implemented, and they are claiming that our laws are not secular laws. Our laws are basically Quran based or Sunnah based. So the issue we are facing is how we can compete with the existing system in the universities, in other areas of law. It is very difficult to say that we can take everything from Quran and from Sunnah, and we don't need to take help from outside and from secular education. So this is the challenge they are facing. I'm not going to talk in detail, but just highlight some issues. Another challenge they are facing, theology department in Islamic perspective. So you know that there are different kind of theologies. There are different kind of philosophies. If you go to UBC department, philosophy department, you will see now how many schools of thoughts are there. But when we are sitting in our Islamic madrasas, so we have a problem, because this is a disconnection. We don't know what is happening in the universities and philosophy department and theology departments. So when we don't know what's going on, so we cannot organize ourselves, and we cannot prepare a proper answer and develop ourselves. And third thing is morality. So this is what I am going to talk. I would like to say this is my personal experience also. If you go to three departments, One is philosophy department, second is psychology department, third is anthropology department, and fourth is sociology. These departments are they are discussing moral theories and the theories of moral development about children, about adulthood, adolescence, and everything. So what I would like to say, and this is my field and this is my experience, that we don't know what is happening in philosophy department, in psychology department, how they are evaluating and how they are discussing these issues. So is there any way that we can say that Quran is saying something about moral issues? And this is my personal experience. For example, in SFU, I was talking several times. I talked to my professor. He's a high-profile psychologist in Canada. And then several times it happened that I said that Quran is saying this and you are saying this, and the reasons and philosophy Quran is giving about this morality is this time. So sometimes they are accepting it, sometimes they don't accept this. But it is okay. But this is important for me, that if there are bases in Quran and Sunnah or not. Otherwise we will say that we were totally detached, so disconnected. So today I will little bit explain for you, and I would like in these lectures just to highlight some modern issues related to morality and ethics. So now the question is that what is the main objective when we say that there are three dimensions? One is jurisprudential, second is theological, and third is moral. So what is the objective of Islam? What is the basic and what is the essence and what is essential in the view of Islam? So I would say the morality and ethics is the basic issue and basic objective of Islam. Theology is not an objective and fiqh is not objective. The objective is that if you are supposed to understand your aqaid, about Tawheed, about existence of God, about your prophets, about Day of Judgment, and if you have to pray and then you have to keep fasting and perform Hajj and then to pay zakat and homs, this is also just to purify yourself, refine yourself. If you are not able to refine yourself, develop yourself, if this prayer is not affecting you, if you are not taking benefit from ibadat, if you are not taking benefit from your aqaid, and you are not going to change yourself, you are not going to bring any reform in your soul, in your heart, and you are not going to change yourself. And we have lot of examples in Muslim societies that they are praying more than I and you, and they are 5 times, they are very punctual, but their morality, their personality, how to deal with the people, this is zero. Why it is so? Because we are not relating these issues to the main objective of Islam. So this is also, we will discuss in later stages, that how we can relate our ibadat, fiqh and theology to our morality. If we are not well aware of the very sophisticated aspects and issues, then we will not be able to relate it with our personality. So we have this kind of problem. So now the question, the jurisprudential aspect, theological aspect, or moral and ethical aspect. So I mentioned that moral and ethical aspect, this is a basic and the main objective of Islam. Now, morality in the Quran and Hadith. Just I would like to mention one Hadith and one Quranic verse. The Quran says, He is the one who raised amidst the unlettered people a messenger from among themselves, who recites to them His verses and purifies them and teaches them the book and the wisdom while they were earlier in open error. So what is this from Surah Jumu'ah? هُوَ الَّذِي ba'asa fil ummiyina rasulam minhum yatlu alayhim ayati wa yuzakkihim wa yuallimuhumul kitaba wal hikmah wa in kanu min qablu lafi zalalim mubin. This is Quranic verse. In this Quranic verse, the objective of prophets or Prophet Muhammad, why he was sent for us, what was the objective of prophetic mission, what was the objective of all prophets, why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent them for us. So Quran here is mentioning the main objectives. First is recitation of Quran. He is here for us to recite Quran. But to recitation of Quran is the lowest stage. If you recite good Quran, if you can really, you have a good tilawat or you have a good qira'at, then this is the lowest stage. Quran is also mentioning. You see that huwa allazi ba'asa fil ummi rasulam yatlu alayhim ayatih, and second is wa yuzakkihim, to purify the people, and third is wa yuallimuhumul kitaba, the teaching of Quran. It means this ayah is saying to us that the second objective is to teach this Quran, to make them understand. If we don't understand Quran and we are always proud of ourselves that we are good in tilawat and recitation of Quran, and we don't understand what Quran is saying, and we cannot implement the laws of Quran in our life, and we cannot solve our problems in the light of Quran, then what would happen? So the third thing is Quran is again saying wisdom. Not only teaching the Quran, also teaching the wisdom. What is the difference? Ta'limul Quran and hikmah. Yu'allimuhumul kitaba wal hikmah. So hikmah or wisdom is different from teaching Quran. So maybe in later stages I will explain this, but here I would say that the basic objective of prophets or Prophet Muhammad was to also teach wisdom. And wisdom is that you are able to distinguish right from wrong. You are able to understand what is right and what is wrong. So this is a main issue related to wisdom. Sometimes you know very well. Sometimes you have already graduated from here, you have bachelor, you have master and PhD, whatever it is. But you cannot distinguish right from wrong. You don't know what is haq and what is batil. So this is very important. So wisdom, or we say in Persian or in Arabic, the word basira or basirat. What is the meaning of basirat? So basirat is different from the word ilm, knowledge. So knowledge is something different, and you should be insightful. Why we are using this word insightful? So insightful is different from teaching or learning or knowledge. So according to Quran, what I am saying. Now the last thing is purification. Yuzakkihim. So basic message of Quran is that if you are supposed to recite Quran, one, if you want to be taught Quran or you want to learn Quran and then wisdom, this should serve the purpose that it should lead to you towards morality. If all these things are not changing you, not refining you, not developing you, not purifying you, then these are useless. This is not helping you. So when all these things will be helpful, when we can relate these things to us. And then you see this Quranic verse. Innama bu'istu li'utammima makarim al-akhlaq. What does it mean? The Prophet Muhammad says, I am sent to complete your superior morality or virtues of ethics only. Meaning that the only purpose of the Prophet was to teach us morality and develop ourselves. Now, I have a question from you. Question is that in Arabic, innama bu'istu li utammima makarim al-akhlaq. The word makarim is used. I mention here, you can say superior morality or virtues of ethics. in Persian, in Arabic, Kareem is or Makarim. This is related to fazilat, okay, so virtues. So Prophet is here to teach us makarim akhlaq. He is not here to teach us akhlaq. This is a key issue here. He is not sent for us to teach us morality. So who will teach us morality? How we can learn this ethics when Prophet Muhammad will teach us higher levels of morality, not the lower levels of morality. So again, this is very interesting and very important aspect in this hadith. But he is saying, Innama boisto. If you understand Arabic, you will understand better that Innama boisto is only and only. Translation is in English, only and only. Objective of Prophet Muhammad was to purify him. There was no any other purpose. Only there was one purpose. That was morality and ethics. So this is why we were just talking about this, that this is the main objective of Islam. And we have to learn this. Okay, commentary. This hadith tells us that the basic stage of morality has already been engrounded in our nature, and Prophet Muhammad will only teach us higher levels of morality. And again, the Quran says, very interesting Quranic verse, that Allah accepts only from the God-fearing or muttaqin. Innama yataqabbalullah minal muttaqin. If you are muttaqi, if you are righteous person, if you are pious, then your deeds will be accepted. Otherwise, no. If you are not pious, if you are not muttaqi, then your a'mal and deeds will not be accepted. This is what Quran is saying. And again, the Quran says, this book has no doubt in it a guidance for the righteous people. Okay, the verse number 2, Surah Baqarah. All of you know this Quranic verse, that Alif Lam Mim, Dhalikal Kitab, La Raiba Fihe, Hudal lil Muttaqeen. This book is guidance for Muttaqeen. The very, very important aspect. In these lectures, I would like to invite you to pay attention to very important aspects of Quranic verses. We need to ponder, we need to think about Quran. So there are some very sophisticated aspects. So I would like to mention, for example, in this, normally what we know that why Quran is there. Quran is there to make us pious, to make us muttaqi. But this ayah is saying something else. It's not saying that I am here to make you muttaqi. I am not here to make you a pious or righteous person. Quran is saying that hudal lil muttaqeen. This Quran is guidance for those who are already righteous person, who are already pious people. If you are not pious, if you are not muttaqi, then Quran says, I have nothing to do with you. It's a very interesting aspect. So what we need to do now? What is the answer of this? So up till now, we used to think that Quran is only to make us pious for our righteousness. But Quran says, no, if you are not muttaqi, so what does it mean? What is the message of Quran? What Quran is saying? Quran is saying that go and learn this taqwa from other people, from other universities, or when you have learned and you have become pious person, then come to me and then I will help you. Quran is saying something this thing. So now all of you just have to think about this, what Quran is saying. So now the issue is nature and nurture. You understand these two terminologies? Nature and nurture. Nature is your fitrat, and nurture is I want to nurture you, I want to teach you. You have your environment, you have your culture, you have your customs, you have your surroundings. So these surroundings are basically teaching you, but you don't know. Initially, you don't know anything. Everything is you have to learn from others, from your surroundings, from your custom, from your culture. So, nature is, no, this is innate. This is coming from our internal aspect, from, we say, innate module. And nurture is, no, we don't have any fitra, we don't have any nature. We have to learn everything. So this is the issue of nature or nurture. Always we are discussing this issue in psychology and in philosophy. Whether this thing is nature, related to, based on nature or on nurture. Whether we have to learn this or we have already ability to understand this. So this is very interesting aspect of morality. So now the question I am going to raise here, that does baby born moral? Can 3 months old baby distinguish right from wrong? This is a now question for you. So 3 months baby is able to understand this is right or this is wrong. What is your answer? Anyone can give me answer?
Yes.
This is your issue, females. So what do you think?
Yes.
Can?
Yeah, they can.
Can understand? You also?
I think if it's not a
It is a big claim that you are saying. It's not easy to prove
if
this.
it's not a very complicated problem, it's a simple one, I think they can.
Okay,
Yeah.
so today I have a very small clip for you. But I have to go to my email, I don't know, this... So internet is not working here?
It's working, but you need to.
Okay, just-
Okay, so let me. I can use.
Password?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, just see the voice quality and everything is okay. Can you connect it?
Wrong. Or could it be worse? Do we start out nasty, selfish devils who need our parents, teachers, and religions to whip us into shape? The only way to know for sure, of course, is to ask a baby. But until recently, it's been hard to persuade them to open up and share their secrets. Enter the
Oh, good.
baby lab.
Give me a
The
view.
story will be
Are
Okay,
we
just-
born with a sense of morality? Or do we arrive blank slates, waiting for the world to teach us right from wrong? Or could it be worse? Do we start out nasty, selfish devils who need our parents, teachers, and religions to whip us into shape? The only way to know for sure, of course, is to ask a baby. But until recently, it's been hard to persuade them to open up and share their secrets. Enter the baby lab.
The story will continue in a moment.
Oh, it will come.
This is the creature at the center of the greatest philosophical, moral, and religious debates about the nature of man, the human baby. They don't do much, can't talk, can't write, can't expound at length about their moral philosophies. But does that mean they don't have one? The philosopher Rousseau considered babies perfect idiots knowing nothing. And Yale psychologist Karen Wynn, director of the Infant Cognition Center here, the Baby Lab, says for most of its history, her field agreed.
Didn't we just think that these creatures at 3 months and even 6 months were basically just little blobs?
Oh, sure. I mean, if you look at them, they kind of look like little, cute little blobs, but they can't do all the things that an older child can. They can't even do the things that a dog or a pigeon or a rat can.
No pulling levers for treats or running mazes for these study subjects, but they can watch puppet shows.
Up goes the curtain.
And Wynn is part of a new wave of researchers who have discovered seemingly simple ways to probe what's really going on in those adorable little heads.
Up goes the curtain.
We watched as Wynn and her team asked a question that 20 years ago might have gotten her laughed out of her field. Does Wesley here, at the ripe old age of 5 months, know the difference between right and wrong? Wesley watches as the puppet in the center struggles to open up a box with a toy inside. The puppy in the yellow shirt comes over and lends a hand. Then the scene repeats itself, but this time the puppy in the blue shirt comes and slams the box shut. Nice behavior? Mean behavior, at least to our eyes. But is that how a 5-month-old sees it? And does he have a preference?
Leslie, do you remember these guys from the show?
To find out, a researcher who doesn't know which puppet was nice and which was mean offers Wesley a choice.
Who do you like?
He can't answer, but he can reach.
That one.
Wesley chose the good guy, and he wasn't alone.
That one.
More than 3/4 of the babies tested reached for the nice puppet.
That one.
Wynn tried it out on even younger babies, 3-month-olds, who can't control their arms enough to reach, but they can vote with their eyes, since research has shown that even very young babies look longer at things they like.
Which one do you like?
Daisy here looked at the mean puppet for 5 seconds, then switched to the nice one for 33.
Babies, even at 3 months, looked towards the nice character and looked hardly at all, much shorter times, towards the unhelpful character.
So basically, as young as 3 months old, we human beings show a preference for nice people over mean people.
Study after study after study, the results are always consistently babies feeling positively towards helpful individuals in the world and disapproving, disliking, maybe condemning individuals who are antisocial towards them.
Okay. How was it?
Perfect.
So, there are so many tests. This was not only one, on several babies. And they now studied this, and then research proved that babies are able to distinguish right from wrong. Now, the question is that, according to research, even 3 months old baby can understand what is good and what is evil. Why is it important to know that baby is born moral? What we want to prove? Okay. Can you 5 minutes discuss to each other this question? The last one. You 3, you can. That why this is important for us. If you can discuss, just discuss and then answer me. You can discuss with her.
Yeah, sure. I'm thinking of it.
अब फारसी इजाज़त नहीं Sorry?
No, I
So-
just heard that. Is it a part of your Torah or is it something that later on your part?
Question, pay attention, why it is important?
Because of
Other things
Because of the title of your slide.
Because of title?
Yes.
Nature versus
Now, why it is
You can
important
approve
to
that.
know that baby is moral? For example, moral or not moral, what's going on? Why it is important
Sometimes,
to prove this?
sometimes people claim like, the ill behavior comes with the personality and the person, like is a person, whereas like, this show that like it's not true that people like, born with certain aspects that make them evil. It's just part of the social process.
Okay. Do you have anything to say? It's okay. Same.
Maybe
What
there
do you
was
say?
some lesson from last life. You added some lesson from before.
For example, if baby doesn't know good and bad, so what will happen? Because after that, everything is environment, everything is your surroundings. It's helping you, whether you had this nature or not. So why it is important for scholars and psychologists to say, especially for our perspective, we are talking about Islam and Quran. Why it is important for us. But I would like to say to you that how we can take benefit from these researches, how we can relate it with Quran. This is very important aspect. So we can claim so many things, but practically you have to prove. Now the methodologies in Europe, in Western countries, you have to have these kind of experiments. If you can prove something experimentally, then you can claim. Otherwise, so if we don't know the research methodologies here, so how we can compete them? How we can explain what Quran is saying? First thing is very important, just to know the research methodologies. Second thing I would like to explain, that if you say, maybe close to you, that this is the part of our fitrat or part of our nature, it means if you are deviated from the real path, then we can say that one day you can return back to your fitrat, because this is the part of your nature, part of your fitrat. And second thing is very important, in the day of judgment, in the Ruz Qiyamah, you will be asked, you will be asked that why you committed this sin. For example, when you say that my surroundings were not good, I was grown up in very bad society, evil society, so I was not able to understand what is right and what is wrong. So God says that it was the part of your fitra. This is not what you have to learn from others. Now, I am not going in detail. Now I will give you the answer why Quran is saying, first you must be muttaqi and then Quran will help you. First you must be pious and righteous person. It means that the initial level of taqwa you required. Initial level of taqwa is not related to Quran, is not related to God. This is related to humanity. If you are good human, then it means that it is nothing to do with Quran. Quran will help you in later stages. You have to recall your fitrat first. So you know that Imam Hussain alayhi salam in the last movement in Karbala, he says, in lam takun lakum deenakum, if you don't have religion, wala tukhafun al-akhirah, and you are not fearful of day of judgment, you are not scared of day of judgment, then kunu ahraran fid dunya, you should be a free person in this world. You should be a good human. Where is your humanity? It means that at certain point or some stages, you also understand that this is the voice of our fitra, voice of our nature. This is not. So now I'm going to just mention some Quranic verses. How much time left?
It's up to you.
Just, okay, no, not up to me, up to you. Okay, so just I'm going to finish it and then continue. Now the most influential, now very important this statement, the most influential psychologist, Jean Piaget, says that the idea of truth-telling and justice do not pre-exist either in the collective or individual, but rather these norms emerge within relations you see that he is saying that emerge within relations. What does it mean? That baby has to interact with others. It is not by nature. He has to talk to other, engage with external world, and then she will learn. She will be able to learn what is good and what is bad. This Piaget, the topmost person now, is his theories are dominating in all over the world now in moral development. Next time we will study in detail also. So you just say, he say that relation is important, not fitrat or what nature. And then he says it is not that justice is predetermined, but rather that the potential for its emergence exists. Okay, here you can say what is the difference between potential and nature. Piaget is saying that they have potential, but they don't have nature. What does it mean? Anyone can tell me? This is very interesting. They have potential, but they don't have nature.
So maybe it means it's not active.
Okay.
It is inside you, but it is not active. So
this is
so
potential.
This is what
Fitrat is also the same.
But
not
no,
active sometimes.
It is active. Fitra means it is active. It's already active.
So potential is
It's not active.
not active.
I think potential is ability to learn.
His capacity.
His
But
capacity, good.
Exactly.
Ability.
But Fitra is biased.
But fitra's bias.
It's
Very
about
good.
goodness.
Very good. You understand? So, but Piaget is saying, what we are learning here in these universities, what is, we can say, secular. When we say that, in Iran, now you have a lot of discussion about Islamic Khardane Danishgaha. Mushkil asli minus ke mane nahi duniya mein Islamic Khardane yani chi. Benazar man Islamic Khardane yani in. Yani shuma betuni, you must be able to face this challenge. And you have to prove yourself that no, we have also something to say. This is Islamization of universities. When you have these secular theories, then what you can say, what Quran is saying. So we have to now challenge these theories. And I have my practical experience with my professors. I talked to them and they said, no, this is not fitra, this is biological. And then said that how you can say this is not biological. This is again very important issue. For example, if I say that, just a minute, biological, this is a biological issue, not nature. So what is biology? So let me finish this and then I will take your question. So next thing is the Quran's point of view, what Quran is saying. Only one or two Quranic verses and then we will close this session. When it is asked from the Prophet Musa, who is your Rabb? He said, Moses, he replied, our Lord is the one who gave everything its due shape, then guided it. What is this Quranic verse? Anyone know? Man Rabbuka Kuma. Okay? Then he answered, Rabbuna alladhi a'ata kulla shay'in thumma hada. Okay. This is important. Quran is saying that first I give you a creation. Now just see the understanding of Quran. Quran is separating your creation from your guidance. Quran is saying, first of all, I shaped you, I created you, I give you a creation, and then in next step, I guided you. What is this? So guidance is something extra, something more than your ability or potential. You have potential. I will just quote Quranic verse also. That potential is okay, because potential means then you can do right and you can do wrong. You have a potential to understand this is right and this is wrong. But we are talking about something which is extra in our nature, which is basically extra inclination or tendencies given to us. This is important aspect. So now you just see that again the Quran says, and by the soul and the one who made it perfect and then inspired it with its virtues and vices. What Quran is saying, very important and very famous Quranic verse, وَالنَّفْسٍ وَمَا سَوَّاهَا فَأَلْهَمَهَا فُجُورَهَا وَتَقْوَاهَا. You just see what Quran is saying. First, God says that I created you, I shaped you, I organized you, and after that, فَأَلْهَمَهَا, and I inspired you, I inspirited you. After your creation, I gave you فَأَلْهَمَهَا فُجُورَهَا وَتَقْوَاهَا, understanding of goodness and evil. So again, Quran is basically defending this theory of fitra and nature. Another Quranic verse, again the Quran says, so when they embark on a ship, they invoke Allah, having their faith purely in Him, but when He saves them and bring them to the end, in no time they start ascribing partner to Allah. Again, Quran is talking about fitra. إِذَا رَكِبُوا فِي الْفُلْكِ. So when they are on ship and they say that there is a turbulence in the sea, in the ocean, and then they recall God, that there is someone who can help them. When human understands that now there is no one to help him, there is no power, then there is an innate voice. There is a voice in the nature that someone is there who can help you. Quran is saying that when we are going to sending them to the shore, or in the end, again they become mushrik. So again they forget everything. So main message of Quran is that we are not only created as a human being, but we are also given an extra quality, which is our tendency towards Allah. Conclusion, finished. So 3 conclusions of today's. One is the viewpoint of the Quran clearly contrasts with the modern psychologists and philosophers' approach on the nature of morality. The Quran emphasizes on the extra moral and spiritual tendency in human creature. Third is the main objective of all jurisprudential and theological laws in Islam is to attain the higher levels of morality, in bracket purification and spiritual development. Thank you very much.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad.
We can take some questions. So you had questions.
Maybe it's irrelevant about the lecture, but when you talk about making the universities more Islamic, you are proving your arguments with secular methods. Okay, so
yeah, we have to prove.
Absolutely. So you're still in secular realm, so
Yeah.
you cannot escape from it. You need to empirically show
Exactly.
it. And
But I would like to say that sources are important. For example, if you want to, sometimes you don't know, these kind of theories are making you a secular person, and making you an immoral person. The issue is basically perfection. If this theory is good for the development of humanity, then we will support it. Quran will also support. My question is that if we say that this theory is dangerous, then what is the point of view of Quran? So second aspect is related to your what you said now, that we have to understand their language. Language doesn't mean English or Persian. We know Persian. I'm saying language means we should be able to explain our theologies and our approaches to them, which should be understandable for them. They cannot understand. I am talking to your professors, and I have my mindset of Hozail Miyaqum and University of Tehran. When I am talking to them, they don't understand. Everything is okay, English is okay, everything is okay, but they don't understand. Because I know that we need to understand how they can get what we are going to say, convey our message. So this is a disconnection now. It is becoming very, very difficult to address this society. If you want to address them, You need to learn their methodologies. You need to learn the ways they are already working on this. Because in professors here, when they are coming, they are very good in their books, what they are teaching, and they have their special mindset. It is very difficult for them to say something which is out of the way. It is very difficult in these universities. I am talking about social sciences. I am not talking about engineering or whatever it is. In psychology, in philosophy and whatever it is, if you say something from Mullah Sadra, he has a very beautiful theories about epistemology. But we don't have this language to convey the message of Mullah Sadra. This is important.
Just something to add. I fully agree with you. Just I think at the same time we should understand the limitations of secular methods as well. So philosophically, we should understand the realm. Where is the realm of experimentation? Okay, and where are the limits? Then we don't put all the eggs in that
Very
basket.
good, very nice. You see, one thing is also important, that most of these methods are not, for example, the movie or clip you saw. So whether it is really proving this or not, now this is the issue. So now you have to solve logically and philosophically, that whether this test, and even they themselves in meta-analysis, they are already evaluating these things. This is not what we need to talk to them or discuss with them. They understand the problems of their tests and experiments. But one thing is very important, whether they accept this or not, you have to find out, you have to take the same way. You understand? This is not an era of the abstract Aristotle logic or philosophy, what we are used to in Iran and in Arab countries and philosophy. No, they don't understand this. They don't want to go very deep. You have to be very clear-cut. So my question is that whether their tests and experiments are not according to the logic and philosophy what we have studied, again we have to understand how we can convey our message to them. Thank you very much.
So, I have a question.
Oh, okay, sure.
So about the word potential, so I didn't understand exactly. It means that it is not inside you. You're capable of having that, or no? It's something.
You're
inside.
just capable. So see, you are
So it's
just
not-
able to. You have potential. You can do good, you can do bad. But Quran is not saying this. Quran is saying that you are given potential and you are given extra tendency and inclination towards goodness. This is the part of your nature. Potential is not important. Yes, you have potential, it's okay. But it is not working with you. You should prove that something is other than this ability, innate ability. Yes.
I'm just surprised, like the video, like even though it's experimental psychology, would be asking whether babies would know what's wrong from what's right at the age of 3 to 5 years old, because I don't agree with using the word right and wrong for babies. It's the reason why they need parents to raise them up, right? Because they don't know what's wrong or right. I would rather use the words goodness, bad nature, or just ill nature.
So you are basically talking about the nature of this experiment.
No, I'm just talking about the wording of the question, because I don't agree with the wording.
What kind of wordings?
Like the word bad, wrong.
Evil, bad,
No.
mean.
The word wrong is different than the word bad, and the word evil is different than the word also wrong, and the word right is different than the word goodness. So it would have been more appropriate to have that experiment based on the question, would babies know the difference between goodness from else?
I think if you go philosophically, then there are so many differences between these terminologies.
Right.
But here in this experiment, only message was not wordings and terminologies.
Right.
We saw that there is one character who is evil and me, and second character is helper, is assisting someone. So baby is able to understand that this is wrong, this is bad, this is evil, this is mean, and this is good. And she is grabbing the good one. It's very interesting. There are some other tests you can go on YouTube, you can see this.
Because you believe that whatever is good is right and whatever is right is good, so they're actually equal. So it doesn't matter if you like use. I know kind of what your feeling is about that, but maybe right and wrong is about logic and good and bad is
Okay, we
more
should
about feelings.
close session.
I would say
Okay.
in our mindset, they're equal.
So let him finish.
Like, it's just like when I go to literature training, I think like, both the nodes have different perspectives.
Okay, so we are closing the section. And thanks for coming, and we recite the salawat. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد